paint, but I'm going to paint it. Finally, the weather has cooled down. I moved to a new spot and I get better Wi-Fi service. But this sticker got to go. It's really you guy. All right, so today's live is going to be why did my head start spinning on keto and carnivore? Also, why did I get a busted lip? So I went to go pet Thunder. He's not used to the new place. He lifted his head and went whack to look, and my face was in the way of his big head. Boom! And I was talking to him, so bottom lip hit the upper teeth hit the bottom lip. So if you're wondering what's on my lip, it is a head of a horse. Note, if you guys have a horse, you're always going to get hit in the nose, face, and you're going to get your feet stepped on. And you're going to fall off a horse. Just warning you right now. All right, let's do this. Let's talk right now. The sun's going down. It's just beautiful outside. So when I started doing keto and carnivore, at first I felt great. I think the first 5 years, I had no ill effects. I mean, the first year I didn't eat enough fat, but then after I corrected the fat, I felt great. Then life is very weird and you have stressful events, and I started to develop on keto. Okay, that's right. You and Gary also, he DM'd me. I got to get back to you. Today's been a very busy day, but my head was spinning at one point, but it was very slight on keto. Then I went carnivore, and it happened again. Very short, a couple days. Then I moved to Texas, and full on room spinning. And I ignored it because, like, I'm busy. So I could tilt my head to the left and feel like I was going to pass out or fall, right? And here I am doing consultations, and I'm like the guru, and I really understand a lot about health, yet I would dip my head to the left and the room would spin. And I was like, all right, this is vertigo. You know, you're just in denial. You don't want to, like, face it. But the vertigo that I developed in Texas was bad. I didn't really talk about it much. I'm the kind of person who's like, if there's a problem, I just like to fix it. Like this thing, getting hit in the head with a horse. It hurt like a biatch. And then the people saw me the next morning and they're like, what happened to your lip? I had already forgotten about it. They're like, what happened to your lip? I was like, oh yeah, because it was like that fat. Anywho, the vertigo. And so what I want you guys to understand is you might have a couple of weird reactions to changing your diet so radically when it's supposed to look really healthy. And then something like, Raynaud's of the fingertips or tinnitus or this Meniere's thing, or like the ringing in the ear that I had developed, the room spinning. What's up, Jacob? So basically, because it was so hot in Texas, and a lot of my videos I was complaining. I mean, I was sweating and sweating and sweating, and in an RV. So I'd turn on the air and turn off the air because the air conditioner in RVs are so loud and it would literally drive me crazy. It's like nails on a chalkboard. I'd turn it off once it cooled off, and then I'd start getting really hot again, and I'd be too lazy to go and turn back on the air conditioning, and then it was really, really hot, and then I'd go outside to check on Thunder, or I'd ride Thunder or something. Good evening, Jesse. Evening, Stephanie, I'm so blessed. So then I realized that the reason why this vertigo had come on full on while doing keto or carnivore, and not, or especially keto in Texas, and not really that hardcore anywhere else, is because I've never been so dehydrated. And I was sweating and I wasn't drinking enough because I'm out with a horse and I'm working with a horse and I'm not taking in enough water. And then you guys know I've gone through a lot of stress here. And then that whole thing just came out full on vertigo. And it's a trip. Like, I would tilt my head a certain way and I literally would lose my balance. And I'm so tough. I'm like, mind over matter, mind over matter. The world's not spinning. And it would kind of stop it if I would just focus on, no, I have control of my body. And I want you guys to realize the different things that can happen when you change your diet, especially to a low carb diet. I'm not used to this Texas heat, and I never will be. That is the reason why I'm not, well, that's one of the reasons why, what's up, Emma? I'm not staying here. I mean, I'm in and out of an RV. I'm not in a like house that is quiet and the air, you have the central air on and you don't have a horse and it doesn't matter. And that's how most people live here. But I was living a lot of my time outside and I just wasn't getting enough water in. I wasn't getting enough electrolytes. I was hemorrhaging electrolytes. I was chronically dehydrated. Didn't think I was. And that with the cortisol combined with the cortisol combined with not getting enough water in brought on this vertigo. It's completely gone. It's like as soon as the temperatures dropped and I stopped sweating constantly and then I would get enough water in, then all of a sudden the vertigo went away. Completely gone. 1000%. And that's why knowing your body is so important. Most people think they know their body, they don't. I knew that I had vertigo, but I wasn't paying attention to it. I was just like, okay, it came and then it went. What's up, Sandra? But when the vertigo came really bad on keto and in Texas, and I was so hot, I was complaining to everybody. I still had all the energy. My ketones were through the roof, but I was just stressed, and dehydration brought on this really bad case of vertigo. And that's why it's really, really important that you guys mind your electrolytes when you're doing these diets. I mean, pretty much any diet. Hit the like button because I don't check to see who's liking, but it does help bring people to this channel. And I talk about weird stuff that most people don't consider, like vertigo and low carb diets. Well, why are you developing vertigo? Most of you guys have some kind of cortisol stress in your life, inverted cortisol, where the cortisol is high at night, and then you have it low in the morning, which is why a lot of people can't wake up in the morning. I think my next video is like, why am I waking up all the time, or why do I need coffee or something? That's a good one. I think I'll take a note on that. Go back over here. Get my consultation notepad out, which I always love to write instead of just using the computer. Grab a pen, guys. Okay. So, the thing that I want you guys to consider is that when you change your diet, and a lot of people, they don't know if they have leaky gut. They don't know if they have any electrolyte issues. Let me see, when I tried to add back rice, I was having issues with vertigo in the mornings. Oh, histamine can also bring on vertigo. So I don't know if you realize that you most likely have histamine intolerance. That's the third one. So vertigo is when the room starts spinning, and if you've never felt it before, it is like taking a drug, and it is a trip. It's like a roller coaster ride. I guess a trip. It's kind of fun in one way as an experiment. But I would only have it when I dip my head back or turn my head to the left when I was sleeping, and it would be just like, whoa, gnarly, like literally it felt like things were spinning like 100 miles an hour. And all of the little hiccups that can happen when you're changing your diet, or even when you're on the same diet and you develop problems that you never had before, like allergies that you never had before, or whatever weird symptoms, the constipation, oh, I can't sleep because I changed my diet. You guys really gotta try to go down the rabbit's hole and pay attention to it, because you can exacerbate these problems and make them worse. And then it takes 3 times as long to correct them. For me, it was very easy to correct the vertigo because it just stopped being hot, and then I started drinking more water, and then I got my electrolytes down. If I don't eat one avocado a day, so avocados have between, it depends on the size, like you have a little tiny Hass avocado, you're gonna have like 250 grams of potassium. If, or maybe 300, but if you get like a medium size Hass, you're gonna get up to like 5. And if you are like 400 to 500 milligrams of potassium, and if you get a big one, you're going to get like up to 800, which is awesome, right? Like I'm kind of factoring in, it's around 1,000 milligrams of potassium that you need, and you can get that from avocados, you can get that from meat, you can get that from some cruciferous vegetables. But if you do not have potassium in your diet and you're salting a lot of your food, and those two minerals are not balancing themselves, it is a train wreck ready to happen. I mean, we got heart palps. People think they have AFib, or really they're just having benign heart palps. So it's very easy to dehydrate on a low carb diet, because carbs just basically make your body swell up with water, and then you can hold on to those minerals within the cells a lot easier. Now, that doesn't make it better, but that's just what happens. So when you drop those carbohydrates, you really have to, I mean, yeah, you have to be careful for the electrolytes. Now, the leaky gut thing is very interesting too. I want to do a stream on vitamin D, but I thought I'd talk about vertigo because that's about what I just went through. And people try to do these diets and they don't get in enough magnesium. So magnesium is going to help the delivery of your vitamin D from certain sources. Like you can get vitamin D from fish. So obviously it's very high in fish. You know, we got the mackerels and we got the krill, the mackerel, we got the cods, we got the salmon, sardines. We're going to get a good ample supply. And then we've got egg yolks, raw cream. No, cream, actually, raw cream does not have a lot of vitamin D in it. It's egg yolks, butter, beef is pretty darn good with a good vitamin D source. Obviously, liver, a lot like the fish livers, the freaking all livers, fish livers, chicken livers, beef liver. They've got a good supply of vitamin D in it. That's why I love liver, because liver's got zinc, copper, selenium, vitamin D, vitamin A. It's beautiful. Vitamin C in it. Some people are like, oh my God, I don't like the liver. And I'm like, what's wrong with people? It's like they act like children. It's like, you don't look well. You don't act well. You're exhausted and you're picky about eating like Mother Earth's food, liver. Better hurry up and eat that before they make you have to pay more for it and then people can't afford it. Wink. Which they're trying to do that tax on, you know. Anywho, I'm gonna go and look at some of your guys' comments. Let me see. Hi, Stephanie. Thank you for the one-on-one consultation with Ketovore. I'm currently only getting 4 hours of sleep. Hold on. It's not the case. What? It is not the case when I have my regular diet. Okay. Let's talk about why you're not getting sleep on keto. Now, since you're saying JMM, I don't remember who this person is based on JMM. But if you're still here, the reason why people lose their sleep is because their blood sugar becomes destabilized. If you don't get in that fat every couple of hours, the blood sugar will make you pretty hypoglycemic in the absence of low glycogen storages. So that's one. Another thing that could help or hurt or be problematic is the body trying to release bile. And if you've got bile being released and you're having a difficulty releasing bile from the gallbladder into your small intestine, that'll wake you up. But 9 times out of 10, it's because you have inverted cortisol, and then your cortisol's too high, and then you're having a little bit of insulin resistance, and the blood sugar just bounces around. Blood sugar gets too low, so it forces you to wake up so you don't go into a coma. It's like the body's safety mechanism to not die. So I would need to know a little bit more details what's going on with your diet if you, in fact, were meeting the every 3 hours eating something fatty meats or fat. Are the sleep issues on Ketovore due to histamine and tolerance? Oh, they could be. But if we had a consultation and we supposedly cleaned up everything, so you might want to tell me if you've been following this plan. Did you do any experiments? Because a lot of people that I do consultations with, I'll tell them, can you have avocado? And they're like, well, I don't know. Are you allergic to egg whites? I don't know. Well, let's take them out and then let's add them back in and then let's write down what happened. So these kind of details I would need to know more why your sleep is jacked. Yes, induction phase stuff. Yes, but induction phase of, have you tested? What would have been the results of your testing? Let's see what else we got here. I had 8 ounces of protein that raised my blood sugar to 101.4. 101. Okay, 4 ounces of protein the next day down to 87. So years ago, you guys, when I was, coaching and I was online before everybody became like the keto, carnivore, intermittent fasting guru, I would tell people that if their protein was too high, it would spike their blood sugar, and they put one of my videos talking about protein amounts on Reddit and just trashed me, called me an idiot, didn't know what I was talking about. But now years later, Stephanie's no longer an idiot, and now people are confirming what I said years ago, like 8 years ago. Yes, protein, because it comes down to how much stomach acid do you have. Do you have digestive enzymes like protease in your stomach, lipase to break down the fat? If you have difficulty breaking down your protein and you're having big chunks of protein meet the small intestine, that can spike your blood sugar because you're not using that as, muscle repair, tissue repair, because tissue is made out of protein. And so therefore it gets reconverted back into glucose and then it's used or stored as fat or energy. Let me see. How do you remedy low blood sugar so we can sleep at least? You have to eat every couple of hours, every 3. And it works. And you have to eat very slow and not overeat the protein. So it's just like that teeter-totter balance of everything. See, I do everything Thomas DeLauer says to do, but he won't tell me his stack. Well, Ivor, I should say stop following somebody who reads from a prompter. I mean, that's clue number 1. Okay. If you're making gazillions of dollars, that's clue number 2. But I think you're giving a really, bad joke. Yeah. Yeah. See here. Carol, hello from Texas. Hello, I'm in Texas too for the moment. So a lot of people develop destabilized blood sugar on keto, which can lead to the high cortisol, because your body has to go into gluconeogenesis and really activate the adrenals to get that cortisol out so you can raise your blood sugar. And doing that all the time because you don't have enough glycogen storages left in your muscle can bring on onset combined with chronic dehydration of the vertigo or the Raynaud's or the tinnitus. Facts. Or overtraining or training late and then the electrolytes are off, or you're arguing, or you're stressing out, or you got swords stuck in your arm or something stupid like that. Yes, destabilized blood sugar. Yes. So that's a real problem. A lot of people, they don't use a glucometer, or they use a glucometer and they realize, oh, my blood sugar is always high. And I'm like, well, stop eating so much protein, chew that protein. It's so easy for your blood sugar to spike when you're swallowing big chunks of protein and you haven't chewed it to chyme to liquid. well, not kind, but liquid in your mouth. Let's see here. That's so weird because after 3 years of keto last week, I got my water filter and I started adding salt to that water and more food than just the last 2 days. My head was spinning. So, oh, yes, sorry. Vertigo can be from too much salt. How could I forget that one? Yes. Vertigo can be from too much salt, chronic dehydration with cortisol, too much cortisol. Yes. So that's why. Be careful, guys, to keep adding salt in water, and you're not getting enough potassium, and that balances out the salt, the sodium. Yeah, David. Well, not for a man. A man can keep his protein around 25. Now, speaking about this, I think I have a keto course. So I do keto, low carbon, and carnivore and omnivore and everything that you need to fix your issues. So if you can sign up for that on my website, or you can sign up for a consultation. So, the last couple days I've gotten people with it's 2 genetic diseases. One's an ocular issue, degenerative disease of the eye, and then I got another person who has muscle wasting. And it's so interesting how doctors go, this is irreversible, you can't fix this. And I'm like, don't believe them. I do not believe that. No salt is just absolute garbage. Just toss it, Ivar. Melatonin is awful. Some people are like, oh no, it doesn't stop your melatonin production. Yes, it does. Do not use melatonin. You can't hack your way into better sleep. It just takes a lot of hard work and getting your ass to bed early. No, so destabilized blood sugar is about eating every couple of hours, and you could actually make sure that you're not having a histamine response, because that can also jack your blood sugar. And the way you do that is you take a glucometer, you test your blood 10 minutes before, and every 30 minutes up to 2 hours to see when the blood sugar spikes and if it drops. If it just continues to spike without ever dropping on the 2-hour mark, that means you're having a histamine response, which could also release the cortisol because you're going to raise your blood sugar. Yeah, it's an inflammatory reaction. Excuse my lip, guys. I got smacked in my head by my horse's head. So for men, max you go with 28 grams of protein. But at the end of the day, that's what I was saying before. It is just always better to up your fat over protein. But people are so obsessed with, am I going to gain weight on fat? I'm like, if you don't manage your blood sugar, if your blood sugar is 100 and you're eating fat and protein, you're going to gain weight, just period. Because the blood sugar is just going to train your body to store. Just the way it is. Nothing's about calories. It's all about your hormones, like insulin or estrogen or, any other type of hormone that you need when it comes to your adrenal hormones, thyroid hormones, things of this nature. Are small doses of potassium citrate okay when they run out of yeah, Chase, you can actually go up to 400 milligrams of potassium citrate, 2 in the morning, 2 in the evening, and take it with food so it's slowly consumed or digested. You can jack up your system with fake hormones. Yeah, fake hormones. I don't know why so many people are doing it now. When I go to every gym, I don't care if I'm in country bumpkin land, there's somebody on roids. Somebody's going to be on testosterone. And I just keep looking at these men. I'm like, today we went to go pick up some wood because we're going to build a shelter for all the horses here. And I asked the neighbor, who I thought easy was in his 60s. I was like, so how old are you? And he's like, oh, I'm 54. I was like, I'm 54. Whoa, that's a trip. He looked so old. I was even 1 month older than him. So, yeah, we got to be careful. I mean, I age, but not like that. Scary when you don't take care of the body. Let me see. Is it bad to cut out red meat? Yes. Chicken and fish. Please, Talvish, don't just eat chicken and fish. First of all, you got to deal with the toxicity from the sea. Then what kind of fish are you talking about? then chicken is not very nutritious unless you're eating the heart and liver. And I know you're not talking about eating that, just talking about eating the muscle meat. Some people age like bananas or apples, right? When you bite into about apple, well, they age because they don't take care of their body. And that's all. It's not about your genetics. It's what you do to your genetics, genes, genetics. It's what you do to your genes or to your genetics, and that's called epigenetics. And so I'm really disciplined, and I like being disciplined, right? I like hard work. I like exercise. I like being active. I like eating clean. It makes me feel incredible. Thank you, Emma. She's like, 54 and fabulous, my darling. Thank you. I'm trying. I'm just Stephanie. Whew. Living my life. I make it very hard on myself because I'm not like a perfectionist, but I'm like a notch below a perfectionist. Just about. Because, we got to keep things right and tight at all ages. And I'm fully natty. Full on natty. No TRT. Women do not do the hormone replacement therapy. Please don't. Okay, liver is super cheap. I got some today and beef heart. Awesome. That's what I'm talking about. Eat chicken liver sometimes. Eat it more often. It's packed with love. It's the best multivitamin ever. You can cook liver. You can just pan fry it, if you're not doing keto, you can pan fry it with onions or do it with spring onions. But people react to the iron in liver, so they're like, it's got a metallic. But I love it. I don't know why. I think it's because, and also, I should do a video about eyes because I at 54 was losing my 20/20 vision. Well, no, before 24. Probably when I was 52. And I started losing my 20/20 vision, and it was freaking me out. I was like, I hated it because I'm so tough. And I was like, I don't have to do this to read. But the second I started eating, maybe it was 51. The second I started eating liver, 6 months, my eyes went back to 20/20 because of the retinol. So carrots have keratin, but we can't convert a lot of that type of vitamin A into retinol. It's not a usable form. But liver has the retinol, which is the usable form. And then that's what people are like, oh, can't you develop vitamin A toxicity from liver? No. I've had one person not be able to consume liver, and they had no idea if it was from vitamin A or from iron overload, because men with hemochromatosis, people who got too high iron and they're taking in liver, they feel awful. And I was like telling that person, I do not think this is vitamin A. I think it's from iron overload. So the retinol is really good for your eyes and liver. I mean, spectacular. Is it okay to eat ground beef? Yes, it is. It's a little bit aged, It's got a little bacteria on it, but yes. Stephanie, did you eat a lot of different meats and organs or a lot of meat in general growing up? I think I was just a standard American. My mom would make spaghetti, or she'd make a meatloaf, or she'd make fried chicken. Not very often though. She would make a meat, but sometimes a meat, some vegetables, but it was often like a meatloaf if we were going to have a meat. Or she did make London broil, which is like a rare beef. That was really good. I loved that as a kid. Okay, I have keratoconus. What is it? Keratoconus. May some people need to have dead people's eyes transplanted in mind. What? That's some ocular disease. Let me Google it real quick. Hold on, guys. All right, let's see what we got here. Hold on a second. Get the spelling of this right. Okay. Keratoconus of the eye. Let's see what this is. a condition in which the clear tissue on the front of the eye, the cornea, bulges outward, which keratoconus, the clear dome-shaped tissue that covers the eye, the cornea, thins and then bulges outward into a cone shape. The cause is unknown, probably because of the diet and a constant inflammatory response. Symptoms first appear during puberty or late teens, including blurred vision and sensitivity to light and glare. Vision can be corrected with glasses or contact lenses early on. Advanced cases might require a cornea transplant. So, what I think about, what are we're not getting the right nutrients for our body to repair itself, and then we don't sleep. We have the best repairage of our body. The times in the night that we repair are between 9 and 12 midnight, like really good. So if you're awake in those hours and then you're having like an autoimmune disorder, which this sounds like, then how can your body repair itself? You're not eating the right foods and you're not getting down into this like hibernative, I can't speak, into a state of being, I cannot speak today, hibernating. Jeez, I'm sounding like I'm in like 4th grade tonight. But you have to really get into nice deep sleep the first 90 minutes, and then that body can start to repair. So is it along the lines of REM? So you want to get to deep sleep, which is the phase before REM, the rapid eye movement. That's where that body heals. And most people in the night might hit it just 30 minutes. If you can get a solid 2 hours of different cycles throughout the cycle phase, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, because when you sleep, you go down and up and down and up. If you can get at least 2 hours of deep sleep, then you'll start to notice the weight come off, blood sugar balance, all these autoimmune issues you have fix themselves with the right diet and attitude. Eating high carbs and high fat together causes oxidation of the small blood vessels. Yes, it's called advanced glycation end product. So don't do that. You can eat fat with carbs. You don't just want to eat a lot of carbs and a lot of fat, like pizza with cheese on it. Automatically, are we not omnivores? We are. So what's the question? We are. I was in a bad car crash recently. I have a concussion. I'm sound and light sensitive. Any recommendations? Pastured pork fat, really good for the brain. Lauric acid, really, really good for the brain. That's in coconut oil. Omega-3s. I mean, these are guesses, and I don't know what diet you're on. I don't know if your blood sugar is stable. Get your blood sugar stable and get to bed extra early. The sun's going down, guys, so I'm almost done. I gotta go and let my horse out. He's probably pissed that I put him in. Let me see here. I didn't eat glasses until I was 15. So what happened to after 15? What was your diet? Stephanie, your skin looks so good. Oh, thank you. I mean, it's okay. My melasma is, I have melasma. This cheek, it always wants to come back just a little bit, just like right there. See a little dark spot? But people say, you can't get rid of it. I'm like, yes, you can. You can. You have a horse? Yes, I have a horse. And then I rescued. So this guy's like, oh, I got a donkey for you. So I went down to the Mexican border, like way down on the 35, super dangerous, right? Because I'm in Texas. And I'm like, where the frack are we going? And the dude's like, yo, I'm locked. Don't worry about it. You're going to be all right with me because I don't have one of those things. Everybody says I should get one, so I probably should. But I saw this little miniature Appaloosa pony, little tiny thing, 7 months old, no eye, feet overgrown. In fact, we had to try to trim them down today, and then I got to call a farrier to come out. So now I have 3, but the donkey's going to stay. I'm going to get another donkey, and then I'm going to take my mini Appaloosa and my big paint and move to my own property soon. All right, I think what happened was it took the high carb diet finally kicked in. What? I think that's that. Wait, what happened was it took that high before what kicked in because I don't remember. You guys be very, very careful on a high carb diet because you go through this thing. There's two problems. One, the insulin stacks up in your blood, right? So you got this stacking of insulin, and it does this thing where it glycates. It actually damages the cell, and then when the glucose is high, then you're double whammied with glycation, advanced glycation end product, which is the damage of the protein lining of your cells. And that's what happens on high carb diets. Plus, you're having this hypoglycemic reaction, which messes up your insulin response even more. But I love that donkey with the mask on. The donkey's so cute. Hi, Steph. And she's a mini donkey. Hi, Steph. I was watching Bart. How are things going? Yeah, I was just watching Bart. Oh, so Bart, he interviewed me for his channel, and I haven't spoken to him. I feel sorry for him because he lives in New Zealand, and it's like prison over there. Like, I keep thinking about Australia and New Zealand. Those poor people over there. Oh, Lord have mercy. I'm so glad I'm in the U.S. I have a question about keto. Are you single? I'm married. Right now, here's a finger. You know, I'm married to my 16-hand fur baby husband child named Thunder. So I do not have a husband, but I just right now I'm like, the guys here in this town, they're hitting on me like, oh my God, make it stop, because they're all like beer drinking, fat and nasty, don't take care of themselves. I'm like, bro, no. But right now, like, for me to connect with somebody, it's got to be somebody really special. I don't feel like dating around. I just can't. I want to buy a house. I want to have a ranch. I want to be in peace. I want to teach you guys. Just as bad in Australia. Sick of the government. Yeah, Harry. I don't know how you guys do it. I mean, I'm living here like it feels like there ain't no Sharita Ronabona, the boogeyman going around. Feels like nothing. Like, it's awesome. Awesome. It gave me that. I got out of California, so it gave me that free. I was getting angry everywhere I went, like triple things on the mouth, and 1, 2, 3 people walking around with shields on, bunch of freaking dumb idiots. I cannot, like, just believing everything they hear. But there's gotta be. My uncle, my brother got it, and my uncle perished, and I was like, dude, do some research. Sorry, I don't mean to be sounding disrespectful. I just get really frustrated, and I can't talk about it here because they demonetize you. Hi, Steph. For carbs instead of white rice for low carb, is it okay to switch black beans? No. Beans, no. You can do parsnip, you can do sweet potato, you can do things like yellow squash, white rice, but you don't want to use white rice. So use those things. You're amazing. Thank you. What is it? Permable? Mabel? Read books taken into custody and New P of Sex by Stephen Baskerville, and watch out when it comes to getting married. Okay, I'll check it. Right now I don't care. I just don't care. Every time I meet people, I'm like, make it stop. People are really nice, but they're boring. They're self-serving. People are triggered very easily. You can't make a joke because everybody gets so upset. You can't talk it through. And I'm tired of, debating people. And then I'll meet guys that are like, oh, you could put a diet together for me. And I'm like, oh, no. Oh, you could train me. And, nah, I'm good. How my abs are doing? I showed my abs. Abs are doing good. Let's see the abs. Abs are doing good? You guys think? Yeah. All right. Let's see here. So now what's happening is that it was hot in the day, and now the sun's going down and it's starting to get cold. So I'm going to have to put on some clothes because I was sweating in this box, and now I'm starting to get cold. Parmable. 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 I just read for low blood sugar interrupting sleep. It shows to eat what? I just read for low carb sugar interrupting sleep. You mean interrupted sleep? It shows to eat your carbs 3 hours before bed. No, don't listen to that. What they're trying to say is you're trying to empty out a lot of the carbohydrates before bed, but I'm trying to get people not to eat carbs unless they have to due to severe hypoglycemia or thyroid issues they can't balance because they can't get their stress in order or go to bed early. Don't forget to like up the stream, guys, because I work really hard to talk about different things that most of these people don't. Most people are saying like eat carnivore and grapes and honey and eat a lot of protein and intermittent fast. Like that's what they all just say that over and over and over and over and over again. And then like keto hack at like, like Sam's Club and like garbage supermarkets. Cheap keto hack. Excuse me. Faux carb hacks. Will sweet potatoes help with sleeping? If you're doing low carb, high fat, and you're trying to regulate, it's all about regulating your blood sugar. If you can regulate your blood sugar, then so be it. If you don't eat carbs, it's because you're not eating enough fat. Everybody knows that. Oh, hello. Everybody knows that. Remedy for hypoglycemia and sleep, eating every 3 hours. It doesn't have to be sweet potatoes. You can find other root, like parsnip, you can use. This place is the best. Every video is a great consultation. Ah, thank you so much, EXO. Remember, if you're hungry, if you're not eating carbs, you're not eating enough fat. And people are afraid of fat, so that's the problem. Is it true that abs are mainly your diet? No, it's also regulating cortisol, your hormones. Like if you can't poop, you're not going to get abs. If you're constipated and you have a lot of estrogen stuck in your liver, you're going to still be estrogenic. And a lot of men have way too much exposure to xenoestrogens or constipation. They can't get, for a man, too much estrogen is like, it's bad. It's really bad. Women, it's bad. Men, it's really bad. You won't get abs if your estrogen is too high, if you're dominant in estrogen. I've seen your video in the past talking about eating too much red meat. No, I never talked about eating too much red meat. People can take what you say out of context. I might have said something in a certain way. I don't talk about eating too much red meat. I might have said don't eat too much beef on carnivore. But that has nothing to do with red meat. That just has something to do with don't eat too much any protein. Chicken, fish, doesn't matter, pork. Mr. Wright will come along and sweep me off the feet. I doubt it. It's possible. But at 54, that's never even come close. I really doubt it, unfortunately. And I'm really just sort of, I just keep meeting dumb people all the time. They don't mean to be dumb, they just are. Especially today's world, when we start to see that nobody does any research anymore. They just believe everything they hear. They watch TV, believe what they hear. I don't care if it's the gallbladder, I don't care if it's a job, I don't care if it's relationships, I don't care if it's food. Fasting, people believe that. They're just like, oh, fasting is great, and then these people look like garbage. It's like when people want to believe in something, you can't get them, like you tried, okay, well, please explain the logics. Like, oh, there's autophagy, okay, explain autophagy to me, and then they can't explain it. I'm like, it's rough. And it's not like these people mean harm, they just, dating scams on the internet are, even if they're not deadly, the internet for dating is awful. It's like, ugh, it's awful. It's so awful. You can't fix stupid. Straight up, Emma. You cannot. I mean, people are just really naive. And I don't know why. I don't know why. Like today we went to go pick up wood and the man's like, oh, my blah, blah, blah died of, the boogeyman. And I said, at home or in the hospital? And they're like, in the hospital. And I was like, with one of these on or not? Oh, with one of these on. I was like, well, they didn't die of the boogeyman. They died from the institution of. Well, it's nice to see you anyway, Christopher, even though I'm going to go off soon. Turning people into narcissists. I think narcissists just are really insecure. I think people who are just self-focused, they need to talk about themselves because they don't feel valid enough. And me getting out of Hollywood was one of the best things I ever did. Me getting a horse was one of the best things I've ever done. Me wanting to move into the country with my horse, because you guys, I went to Africa when I was around 25, 26, and everywhere I stayed, there wasn't even a mirror there. And you were just like hoping that they would just accept you for who you are and not like a Westerner. So the message is for the ones who get it. Yeah, not the ones who don't. Tim Ferriss. And Tim Ferriss is very right. Some people, might find me offensive because I say things pretty black and white. But like I've expressed before, I become appalled on just the wrong information about all kinds of stuff. I don't care what the subject is. Most people don't research enough. There are people who tell me dumb things to do with my horse. I'm like, are you stupid? I'm never going to do that. No. Well, I've had horses since I was 7. I said, well, you do what you do. And I'll keep on doing what I'm doing very successfully with my horse, only having one for a year and a half. Yes, all the poison people are ingesting for sure. And people just want quick fixes for everything. Oh, I want to lose weight. Oh, I'll fast. Oh, I want to, I don't know. I want to lose weight. I'll do keto. I want to lose weight. I want to do carnivore. I'm like, what are you guys thinking? Learn more about your body, what it can tolerate. I think the problem is that people don't question authority. They don't. You're right. Like, I question everything. As soon as somebody says something is, I'm like, BS. Prove it. Oh, you can't? Okay. I don't want to hear that I heard that and I heard and I heard. I don't want to hear that garbage. Show me. I'm open-minded to listen. Always. People hear something and it gets stuck in their brain. Exactly. I was saying this in a consultation. It's like a song. Somebody sings a song you don't like, and all of a sudden you're singing that song. Like, you have to break these. When we're around each other, it is so amazing how quickly we become influenced by each other, to the fact that we'll start singing a song that we hate because it just gets in us, because we're around those people. Like, if somebody's doing something stupid, you start doing something stupid. Somebody starts doing great things, you start doing great things, which is why they say put great people around you. Show me the money. Keto turns off my rheumatoid arthritis gene. Right? Like, if you do keto the right way, right? You have non-histamine inflammatory cruciferous vegetables or vegetables. You get enough fat. You find the freshest of food. You learn how to rotate. Learn how to microdose. And you get to bed extra early, and then you diaphragmatic breathe and get your stress down. You'll be shocked how well people respond who've got RA on this nutritional lifestyle. I might be losing my job in January from the and I claimed religious and I'm saying because you can't say these things. I have nuke med tech degree, and I currently am an electrical engineer, which is a great thing to be. I also caught the you didn't catch it. I'm telling you, you didn't. You just keep hearing it, and then you believe it, and then you manifest it. You can't catch it. I'm telling you. And I wish I could explain it clear. I so wish I could. So I would make sense. I'm telling you, didn't catch it. I'm telling you, just Just think differently for a minute. If they're telling you that there's something you can catch, just for 1 second go, is it possible that you're not catching something, but that your immune system is low and you are? It's coming out, right? That's what sneezing and coughing and feeling bad is, right? It's detoxing. And when you're around people, we catch each other's pheromones, we catch each other's signals. Just question, please, people. Don't believe them. This way people get enough fat daily. Oh, it's so easy. You put it in broth, you can put it in tea, you could put it in, pour it on your food, you can just eat fat straight in the mouth. And people around me, no, there's not people with you with anything. The only thing that's around people and you is a weakened immune system. That's all. Just be very careful when you say that you caught something. You don't catch things. I know it took me 6 months to weed through this understanding of physiology. For 6 months, I was like, no, but you catch it, right? For 6 months. And then all of a sudden, I started paying attention and reading the right scientists. And I was like, boom, that's what's up. That's why when people go eat like poisonous meat, not everybody gets sick from it. Or if you go into the jungle and one person gets dengue fever, not everybody gets dengue fever. It is your immune system. And when you're around people and then they're and then you get right? That's the T theory, right? We are reacting off of each other based on your own expelling of trying to get healthy. I wish I could say it clear, but if there's anything, just for 1 second, you don't have to believe me, just for a second think, could I be tricked? Just for a second. Can everybody be drinking this Kool-Aid and not know it? And then they hear something and then believe it. Somebody gave me a $4.99. Who did that? Oh, the Fasting Chronicles. Thank you, honey. You're always so kind. Spinning. XO, you know I can't use those words on this live. You can just use code words. That's why I'm code wording. I would say it blatantly if I could. Which is better, fat stuff or Irish butter? What? Irish butter, Kerrygold, or regular butter? Kerrygold! It's grass-fed most of the year, not the whole year. Talbish, I'm wondering how much meat we should eat. Oh, if you're a guy, 25 grams of protein per meal. If your fats are high, that's all you need. I have 20 grams per day, not per day. You're a woman. Honey, if you eat 20 grams per day, you're going to start to go into gluconeogenesis and your body's going to find protein and weaken your immune system. If you're a woman, get up to at least 50 grams a day. If you're small, if you're taller, up to 55 to 60. 20 is just too low for the day. That's not healthy. I already know Paul Chek. Paul Chek he's a pretty much of a badass. Social engineering. Yep. Nico, sorry. Yes, it is so interesting how we learn. See, I don't believe nothing. I believe nothing. I want to smell it, taste it, feel it, knock on it. And if I'm not, don't tell me. I won't believe y'all no more. I'm done. Believing them got me in trouble. Learning on my own is what made me a strong woman. Oh my God, Rhonda Patrick, smart and sexy and deadly combo. Thank you. I kick some butt too. No, I just don't like to be told what to think, what to believe, even from me. I want you guys to go out and use critical thinking and start questioning everything you've ever learned. People have a hard time doing that. Question everything. Believe nothing until you can bite your teeth into it. Then believe it. I don't believe anything. Oh, I got the boogeyman. Do I believe them? No. Not trying to be disrespectful. No. This has been organized for very many years to train us to be mashed potatoes up in there. And John Doe's like, keep towing the line. I would not do HIIT training on keto, especially if you have a hard time balancing your blood sugar. The thing you don't want to do is have your blood sugar skyrocket and drop. The best way to test that is get a blood glucometer and test your blood sugar when you're doing HIIT or afterwards, right after. So, Linus, yes. I just like to learn and I like to be sure, and I don't like to hear when people are like, oh, when I hear this, I go, I'm not listening. I'll learn my own. That's the reason why I've been healthy for the last year and a half. Incredibly healthy. If you guys haven't noticed. Even through the worst stress of my life. That's what's up. All right, guys, time for me to go. It's been 1 hour. Thank you for joining in. I wanted to talk about vertigo. I like when the subjects keep moving forward. My consultation calendar is open if you guys need a consultation. My Instagram is Stephanie Ketogenic. My Facebook page is Stephanie the Business Person, as in the body business. They named me, I didn't. And I have a course through stephanieperson.com. They cannot kill the human spirit. You cannot destroy the energy matter. Exactly. And my spirit's strong. I ain't listening to none of them mother suckers. Those mother fluckers. They can go fluck off. Sorry. I'm getting a little feisty tonight. Enjoy the rest of your night. Muchas love from Scotland. Ah, you live in Scotland. I've been to Scotland before. I have a very great story about Scotland. I'll tell you guys later. Please have a one-on-one consultation in the afternoon available, please. Oh, yeah. No, you guys, if you want an afternoon consultation, just DM me through the website and I will put you off calendar. I will start putting afternoon times. I think I will start doing that soon now that I've gotten my life situated here in Texas for the moment. Sending love and chai your way, Steph. Thank you, John Doe. All right. Thank you, guys. Love seeing you tonight. I got to go out to the fur babies. If I was dressed, I would just walk out and show you guys them. Cool. Do an off calendar. Yeah, so just contact me through my website if you want an afternoon consultation time. If you're from Australia, New Zealand, Asia, or just don't have time until after work. We have to do a consultation with you. We'll have to do one. Yeah, and they're good. I love them. I love people. I love really listening. And as you can see in my notepad, I gotta be careful what I show because y'all can like. So I'm like scribbling notes while I'm talking to people, you know, through this stuff. So we go deep, and I'm a good listener, and I'm a good problem solver because I'm an autodidact. All right, guys, thank you so much, and have a lovely rest of your evening or morning, and I'm out. Don't forget to like up the stream. People who watch the replay, comment below on what you'd like me to talk about more. If you want me to talk about the world today or just straight keto. See fur babies next time. Yes. Yes. I love my fur babies. Bye, guys. I'm out.